Lower back pain exists and persists for many reasons, and when you're feeling it, it's hard to do anything, let alone work out. It's mainly caused by an inability to organize the spine in safe positions and keep it that way when you actually begin to move. So, lower back pain rehabilitation then should focus on three things. One, actually learning how to stabilize the spine and put it in good positions. Two, sufficiently challenge the muscles that allow us to stabilize, like the core musculature. And three, do all of this while sparing the spine high loads that would otherwise make the situation worse. All the exercises I'm about to show you, check all of those boxes. The first exercise we're going to do here is called a curl up, and it works the rectus abdominis, or the six-pack muscles. It's a great substitution for sit-ups or crunches because those tend to exacerbate bad posture and lower back pain on its own. So, to set up here, we're going to lie flat on our backs with one leg bent and one leg straight. We're going to use our hands to support the lower back and spine here. And so the goal is to essentially drive the chest up towards the ceiling without leaning the neck forward and putting stress in this area. So from here, just gently lift the head and shoulders up off the ground and just come back down. Just up, squeezing the core and coming back down. We want to feel it straight down the middle here. We don't want to lead with the head, we want to lead with the chest coming up. The way you progress this or regress this is how much you lift up off the ground. You start with just the head, then you go head and shoulders, and then the third level is you lift the elbows up as well. But you don't want to focus on just getting a ton of height by leading with the head. The next exercise here is called the side plank or a side bridge, and it typically works the lateral core muscles here, the obliques, as well as the transverse abdominis that acts as a belt that goes around your core. So to set up here, we're going to lie on our side, keeping the elbow underneath the shoulder, nice and lined up. The first level here starts from balancing from the knees, and then we're just going to lift the hips up, using that free hand to keep the shoulder nice and stable. The goal here is just to have a nice straight line from the knees all the way up to the head. That indicates that you've got a neutral spine. The second level here would be to stick the legs out, and now to balance from the toes. Again, just focusing on keeping the core nice and tight, everything lined up. One thing you want to be careful of is letting the hips sag back even though they're up high. So from the back, you should be able to line up everything nice. That shows that I'm keeping a nice neutral spine. The last exercise here is called a bird dog, which involves using the core, the glutes, and your back extensors all coordinating to work together. So to set up, we're going to start with the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips on both sides. And before we even start, we're going to organize our spine in a neutral position. We don't want to be overly flexed or rounded. We don't want to be excessively extended or arched either. We want to get nice and neutral. And we want to brace from the core here. Imagine like someone's about to punch you in the stomach and you're bracing. That's what helps me visualize. Once you're in a nice neutral position, you're going to extend one leg backwards, just to about parallel to the ground. You don't want to go any higher because that can throw your spine out of neutral. You just hold for a second and bring it back down. And of course, alternating both sides, always keeping the core tight. All the strength is coming from the core. That's the first level. The second would be now, once you extend one leg, you extend the opposite arm as well, adding a little bit of balance. Same things apply here. You want to keep the core tight, squeezing that glute, not going any higher than parallel to the ground, just holding for a second, and alternating back and forth. All the strength and control coming from the core and the back extensors. Too often we focus on treating the symptoms of a problem. Massages, heating pads, painkillers, they all work great to temporarily relieve your symptoms, but if you don't fix the underlying problem that's causing the issue in the first place, you're going to be relying on those methods for the rest of your life. Doing something this simple for 5 minutes daily can actually make a huge difference. Learning how to keep your spine safe and strong is the key to eliminating lower back pain. If you're looking for coaching that treats the problem rather than the symptoms, check out strumosfitness.com. I do in-person coaching in Markham, Ontario, and online coaching anywhere in the world. I don't want you to have to rely on painkillers and band-aid solutions for the rest of your life. Make the smart decision and fix the underlying problem that's causing the issue in the first place.